the way others perceive us and how we perceive ourselves, everything that comes with it is so important when we're dealing with relationships and with other people, because the beliefs and the assumptions and the energy, frequency, vibration, thoughts, life experiences, life history, what you are used to and all of that, they affect relationships and the human life very much. And so if somebody doesn't understand you and hear you, likely they are just not vibrating on the same level as you, even though you attracted an encounter with this person. But ultimately, their issues are not yours. Their energy is not yours. Their energy and problems and issues are theirs. So you have to stay in your own frame, as a sensitive empath, highly sensitive being, Earth Angel, Starseed, God's chosen one. When you are dealing with other people, especially random strangers who don't know anything about you, so they cannot understand that they are dealing with a human angel. They cannot understand anything about you, and in the worst case, they are not spiritual in any way. They don't believe in God and all of that, which causes. So I was saying that their issues and problems, their energy is not yours. It doesn't really have anything to do with you in that sense, because you are so different from them. And if they don't have the same mindset, or they don't have the same values as you do, they don't have the same things in their lives as you do. So this creates so many misunderstandings, and they can create a lot of issues, which again is very heavy for a sensitive empath, highly sensitive being who you are, because all you want is world peace. You want everybody to just understand each other and care for each other. They just cause a lot of issues, if a person has completely different values and life experiences from you, and they are just not aligned with you. So what I have really, learned and seen and felt throughout my life the hard way, when I always felt so different from others ever since I was a child, because I've been basically suffering ever since I was a small child, with no safe adult to go to, because my own mother turned out to be a narcissistic person, and my father got schizophrenia when I was 3 years old, and he was taken away from me. So basically I had to deal with just way too much at a young age, like usually as God's chosen ones do. So of course, if a person has not experienced what you have, and they don't have the same mindset, the same energy, frequency and vibration, the same life values, similar issues that they would be dealing with, it is very impossible for them to really understand you or communicate well with you or hear you out in any way, because all they do is they come from their own energy, and very often people seem to communicate to only argue or just make their opinion known without really acknowledging the other person's opinions, and to be respectful and to communicate or normally and openly. So if we fix our own personal vibration, frequency and thoughts, we do this energy cleansing for ourselves, that we release the past, let go of the past pain, and make space for new, better things to come, and be manifesting intentionally, consciously, for those better things to come into our lives. like we should do. This is what we should do, but you know, there are people out there who don't do this at all, and they are just too stuck in their past. Their trauma keeps them stuck in many ways, and of course then there are also the demonic strongholds, because ultimately we're not dealing with people, we are dealing with entities and energies in this world. We just have to be more merciful on our own selves, to be understanding ourselves in those situations first, you know, to have our own backs. And, you know, of course, not engaging in, you know, situations or with people who and what and which seem impossible to deal with. So we always have to ask ourselves, can I deal with this now, before we engage in something? And of course, the more we come from peace and love, the better, because we're supposed to be coming from peace and love energy, you know, not fear and panic and pain. Although when we are in fear and panic and pain, we still deserve support. Let's say, for example, a situation when you are on a date and you are finding out if this person is for you, and it seems like it feels to you, you pick up this energy that you feel that this person is not in the same vibration, frequency and energy, in the same mindset as you are. So maybe they're looking for something short term and you are looking for something long term. You want to manifest your dream life partner. You have a serious mindset regarding, you know, love and communication. You want stable and healthy love, you know, a healthy relationship with a mature adult. So of course then it's your job to, you know, walk away as soon as possible from a person like this, because your values are not aligned. You are not aligned with this person. So when you have clear communication skills, you are honest with yourself and with others. You always have the empathy and kindness within you to understand others and their situations and their feelings, and you even feel them in your own body and mind, even if you don't want to. This can create so many issues, and you know, because majority of people are not like this, they are not like us. So that is why it's important for me personally too, to be raising this subject up, you know, to be talking about this, because, you know, I have personally been battling with these issues for my whole life. So it is so heavy, you know, especially, and if I encounter injustice and wrongdoing. And of course it is a fact and a truth that because everything is energy, so if you come from a high vibrational positive mindset and energy, a healthy mindset and energy, you respect yourself, you love yourself, you accept yourself, and you assume that others also do the same for themselves and for you too, like it should be. This should be, you know, how it is. But because there are so many people in this world who do not love themselves, they do not accept themselves, they do not even know themselves, they can carry trauma within themselves which they have not healed because they are not aware that it ever happened to them, because they just want to shut it out. It seems like there are so many avoidant people in this world who just want to avoid their issues, but then they keep on projecting them on innocent people. But this is where you have to be more compassionate, more understanding, you know, in this calm, peaceful mindset, this loving mindset. So the more you love yourself and accept yourself with everything that you are, flaws and everything, you know, it makes everything so much easier. And you can recognize better, you know, who is for you and who is not, and what is for you and what is not. And, you know, we're always supposed to be, like I said, we're always supposed to be coming from this God-like energy of peace and love, you know? Like Jesus said, they don't know what they do when they hurt us, when they do us wrong. They don't know what they do. And, I agree with this, that they might not always really be aware. And also, you want to rely on your own power and strength and knowing as well. Of course, you want to rely on God as well, because we should always trust the higher power. We should not be trying to do everything on our own. We're supposed to be, having faith and all of that. And of course, if we manifest from fear and insecurity, then that is the outcome. So what we really want to focus on is, of course, on health and peace and love, and faith. Just releasing our wishes, and that we would be open to accepting them. But what I mean is, it's important to trust yourself and your intuition. So when your intuition is speaking to you, and you can separate when an angel is speaking to you, for example, or is it your higher self that's speaking to you, or is it God, is it Holy Spirit, is it Jesus Christ that's speaking to you? So this is also important, I think, that we should be able to separate the voices. And of course, when something demonic is trying to speak to you, the devil is trying to speak to you, your ego is trying to speak to you, then it's going to be, very low vibrational, because ego can tell you many things that are not true, but they are very negative. But what you really want to heal and release out of yourself is all of the self-blame and guilt and excess worry, fear, insecurity, all of that, because those are not serving you. And of course, if you work with me one-on-one, then we can also go through these things so that I can help you, get rid of these and heal, because that also transforms your life in a big way once you really can release and heal these issues. Because you're not here to just be suffering, even though, yes, we can go through a lot of suffering that can feel endless, but still that's not the point why we are here, why we were born into this world. We are here actually to make a difference, and be happy in that process, of course, and, happy and healthy. So it is important to separate the voice of the ego and, for example, the voice of demons and the devil trying to get you down again, because it's only going to be negative energy. It is just pure toxic energy, low vibrational energy. Personally, I'm so sensitive nowadays that, I immediately pick up the low vibrational energy if somebody is carrying it, and it makes me feel very uneasy. So of course I do everything that I can to be avoiding those kind of situations, those kind of people, because I'm so fed up and done. Because for me it always led to, anxiety and depression and panic attacks and all of that. Especially after my toxic exes, it's been just unbearable. Now I just use this affirmation that I renounce, I reject, I rebuke Satan and its demons away from me and my son's life, away from our life for good. I use it when I feel that I need to use it. And of course, in Jesus' mighty name is always good to add to that as well. But you have to let the devil know that you won't put up with its tricks. That you want to be faithful to God, faithful to yourself, faithful to your loved ones, like you should, and you care about your own well-being and your loved ones' well-being, and you are responsible, and you are protecting yourself. And also, I agree with this fact that many people just don't respect boundaries. So, when you're standing up for yourself like you should and setting those boundaries in a healthy way, there are people in this world who will never respect that. They will never understand that because they don't have healthy boundaries or, you know, healthy life mindsets within themselves. They don't have healthy lifestyles. They don't have anything that's would make them a good friend to you, for example. And you will realize it, you know, because this is a big difference with you know, between people. If somebody can be your friend or not, you know. Do they really understand you? Do they respect your boundaries and opinions? But still, you have to know and understand and remember that you have to dare to be yourself. You have to dare to set those boundaries. You have to dare to be all of you in every sense of the word. To be yourself. Like I always say, I cannot put enough emphasis on this. Everybody should do this, but since there are people in this world who do not do this, they are not positive minded, they are not healthy people to be around. Of course, it's a lot harder for people like us to exist in this world, but then again, God has put us here to be helping the world, and first, we must always help ourselves and our loved ones so that we can, you know, support ourselves and our loved ones in a normal way. This is important, that we don't want and we don't deserve and we don't need and we don't bear to be, you know, responsible for other people's issues, and that we are also allowed, you know, to be ourselves. We have to be ourselves. We have to set those boundaries, and the more we do it, it always gets easier. And we always should come from the right mindset and energy, of course, because you know, we attract what we are, so we should always pay attention to this daily, that we come from the right mindset and energy, frequency and vibration, which is our own. So even though we are so different from others, these tools really make life a lot easier and peaceful.